Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. I'm sorry, I promise you, I was totally on time, but I was looking at the chat and I saw the message of Punsara 2007 who said Conte has been sacked. So the first thing I do, obviously, is going to Twitter, where everything is going in real life in terms of news. Indeed, going to look what is happening, I see that officially Antonio Conte has been sacked. Mutual agreement, that's the first thing I've read here, mutual consent, so that means that both parts agreed on terminating the contract. Why are we speaking about Antonio Conte, you will tell me? Beppe, it's a Juve channel. Well, you know that Antonio Conte, player of Juventus, a fan of Juventus, a coach of Juventus, one that has a big history, one that is always around if we are speaking about rumors, about future coaches. Then we have to speak about that. We have to take that into consideration. Is it changing a lot? Probably yes. Probably yes. Because if Antonio Conte's contract with Tottenham was ending at the end of the season, and let's not lie, let's not do that we didn't know, he would not have extended, probably Tottenham, after everything he did to not be extended by Tottenham, would not have extended him. Well, now he will have a few months to be in Italy as a person, being there. And he can have some contacts. He can start speaking in all freedom because he has no club anymore, and this is 100% official. Hey, guys, big news, huh? Big news, big news, big news, big news. Oof, whoa. We start with the poll immediately. We start with the big poll. Antonio Conte 2.0 at Juventus. Yes, no. As easy as that. Yes, but in a far future. 3 options, and then we say hello to the chat. 3 options. You vote, guys. The poll has started now. You can vote now. Guys, I was absolutely not expecting it. Mamma mia. Hey. Okay, let's say hello to the people, starting with Arif. No, that was yesterday. But anyway, Arif yesterday subscribed for 17 months. But today we have Abai Kurana, that is subscribing for 17 months with us. How much different a couple of months make. Better to be patient and let true colors shine through. Allegri in for now. Thank you for extending your membership, Abai. Indeed, how much a couple of months are changing. And that's why I want to relaunch the poll that we already did a few months ago, where a lot of people were super positive. I remember that in that time I was about to do a video with a guest to speak about Conte in or absolutely not. At the end we never did it because of agendas and it was difficult to plan it. But I remember that talking with the guest, he was totally pro, and on the channel a lot of people were pro Antonio Conte. We will read in a second the news of Sky Sport UK to understand what happened, even if we know, but what are the reasons behind, what are the real motivations. But I'm really curious about your opinion. At the moment, the no is winning with 67%. 21% are still saying yes. I'm curious to know why it's a yes. And then 14% are saying yes, Beppe, but in a far future, not now. Okay, so the people that say no, motivate, tell me. You start writing no, double point, and then you tell me what, because this. Or yes, double point, because this. I really want your opinion. My opinion I will share with you a bit later. Ciao David, ciao Grande David, ciao Sir, ciao Samir. While you're writing, I'm saying hello to everyone. Thank you Punsara for the news. You made me change my thumbnail. I changed my thumbnail, I changed my title. Today, for the people who are watching in replay, it will not be a live only about Antonio Conte. We will also and especially speak about Berta. Who is Berta? Sporting director in the target of Juventus, and why? What did he do? Is he a good one? Is he a bad one? So Berta, Andrea, and then we will speak also about the new shirt of Juventus. Attenzione, take it with a grain of salt. I know that there are a lot of leaks and people showing the shirts. Attenzione, we know it. We speak about what we see. Yes, good, no, bad, we speak. Because the opinions, I already read a lot of furious people. So let me continue and then we will read all of your opinion. Ciao Aldo, ciao Cecilia, ciao Beppe. I missed the live, the last live. I'm very happy because we are all together again. Thank you, Cecilia. GJustjuve is a family and I'm really proud to be happy about it. I will always remember, Cecilia, that you were the very first member on the channel. I will forever thank you. But I'm happy. I'm happy that you are happy and you're true. The family is a big, big word, so thank you. Samir, late again. Yeah, but there is a reason why. I explained it. He's not late. Announcement says 23:25. And people were saying, yeah, but it's 36. Yeah, but there is a reason why. He will never learn. Should never be late, Beppe. Hey, ciao, Tony. You know, sometimes you have priorities. Beppe, enjoy seeing the people in the chat panicking over him being late. But it's always like that. I love that. It's true. Ciao, David. Kostic injured again. Of course, we'll speak about Kostic. Is it real news? Yes, it is. It's not something big. It's not something huge. But it can be worrying for the game versus Verona. So let's see, because we really need him. Radovan, ciao, Beppe. Ciao a tutti, guys. Maximum of likes for the live to start. Some people already started. Alex, Morata is best for the counter-attacking speed. We can speak about Morata if you want as well. Announce Conte to Juve. Okay, so tell us the truth, Beppe. Well, the truth, I'm not telling you the truth. This guy will tell you the truth.
If you want the truth, I tell you the truth.
If you want the truth, I tell you the truth. We will see the truth of Antonio Conte. I wouldn't sack Allegri at least until the end of the season. No, but this is out of discussion. This is out of discussion. Antonio Conte or whoever will not join Juventus in 22-23 because Max Allegri is there and he will finish the season. This is something we already said and repeated so many times. This will not change. We are really speaking about future. That means beginning of the start of new season. Hanin, we only have €10. Conte won't be satisfied. He will get toxic with it 2 months. That's a big, big reason why I don't want to. Max, ciao Max. What is the point of appointing Conte if you have Allegri? Well, there are some point. There are some big differences between Allegri and Antonio Conte. I tell you already, I'm a no. I am a no voter. At the moment, 57 or 56 now are saying no, we don't want him at Juve. 17 in the near future. Marcus, I don't want Conte back. He went to Inter, which is also a minus. Yes, but you have ways and ways to go to Inter. You have ways to go to Inter like Marcello Lippi. Marcello Lippi, he went, it was a total disaster. And then Marcello Lippi, he came back. What can also happen with Antonio Conte. But when he was at Inter, everyone was always telling him, guys, this is words of Marcello Lippi, not me inventing. All the people from Inter were always telling him, but you won because you cheated. You won because of this. You won because of this. And he was always defending Juve because he felt, even if he accepted Inter and he was at Inter, he still felt a big belonging to Juve and what he did in the past. So even at Inter, guys, it's a professional job. Even at Inter, he was still representing Juve or defending what he did in the past with Juve. That doesn't mean that he wanted to be less good at Juve at Inter, but he was defended. Then it went wrong, but he always said and repeated, this was something that was annoying me. And you have a difference of Antonio Conte going to Inter, and from day one, already taking that Inter feeling, which is, I can even agree, but then going in the Allianz Stadium and doing a middle finger to the President Agnelli, even if he was provoked, and you know the story, why he was so nervous. You know the story or not? Do you know the story of Antonio Conte, why he was so nervous and why he made the middle finger? Yes or no? Guys, in the meanwhile that you are saying me yes or no, if you know the story or not, I will repeat you then. Tony became a member of the channel for the first time. Grazie, Tony. Really appreciate it. I'm not the only one. Also him.
Do you remember?
Also, do you remember, man, Allegri knows and he's happy. Thank you, Tony. Grande. Really appreciate it. Ciao, South Freak. Basta con Conte. Basta, basta, basta. Allegri proved he's part of the family, and this is priceless these days. I really prefer Allegri, 100% for Cecilia. Ciao, Tony. And then we have Chris Perotta with the donation. Grazie, Chris. No, no, no. He is a downgrade. 1, Zidane. 2, Allegri for Perotta. Thank you for your donation. It's a beautiful thought to think about. So, I will continue. At the moment, people said, Beppe, tell us. No, we don't know. Tell us the story. Tell us the story. No, we don't know. Okay, I tell you the story, and then I will read why you want or you don't want Conte, because we also have people that want Conte to be here, like Philip Rosada. So I will first tell you the story. Guys, prepare yourself, because this is one of the most hilarious story that you will hear ever in your life. Okay? Coppa Italia. Imagine, Coppa Italia. The first game we win against Inter. If I'm not wrong, it was 1-0 or something like that. Or 2-0. I don't really remember. Anyway, we won the first game and we played the revenge in our home. Do you remember? There were no supporters at the time in the stadium. Conte was always lucky, because every time that he came to the stadium, it was empty because of COVID. And he never received the whistles that he deserved. Anyway, this is another story. Antonio Conte, he arrives, okay? He prepared the game, full power, he wants to revenge, and so on and so on. What happened? You know that the players, before the coach, the players, they go on the field first to check, to watch if everything is good, if everything is okay. Then they go in, then they go out again for the pre-warm-up. They warm up. Then they go in, and at the end, the last one to enter is the coach, always. What is happening before the game? What is happening before the game? It's that Antonio Conte, he goes towards the bench of the visitors at the Allianz Stadium. All his players are already there, because he's always the last one. He arrives and he goes crazy. He goes totally crazy because he noticed something. Do you know what he noticed on the bench? Guys, it's hilarious. Prepare yourself. It's a true story, yeah? It's a true story. He noticed that there were a lot of feathers. Feathers. What is feathers? For the people that do not know. I will show you the image. That's a feather. Wait. This is a feather, okay? A lot of feathers on and around the bench of Inter. He goes totally crazy, but crazy inside, in his mind. The people are watching him from his team. What is happening with Antonio Conte? Because he looks really nervous. What is happening? We don't know. And he's really nervous, and the game is nervous. He's nervous because he saw these feathers. Well, you have to know something, that Antonio Conte, everyone at Juventus know Antonio Conte and all his habits. Antonio Conte is really superstitious. Really is someone from the south of Italy. We are all superstitious. I am superstitious. He's superstitious. But there is something that he really hates, because he's really thinking that it's bringing bad luck to him. And since he was at Juve as a player and a coach and so on, feathers. When he sees feathers, is going crazy. Juventus, they knew him, so before the game, they prepared a bag of feathers, and they put all over the bench of Inter to bring him back. He went crazy. But the thing is, he can't say to his players, it's because of the feathers. Guys, it's a game. Juve, Inter, the revenge. The players, they can't say he's totally crazy, my coach, what is happening here? Hey, it's bringing bad luck. So it just was like that. It was just like that. He couldn't say. But inside, he was going totally crazy because he saw these feathers. And every time that he went to the bench, he became crazy. So he said, take it away. But it was too late. So it's true. It's a true story. And he was so nervous, so angry inside because someone from Juve did it, that at the end, he was so nervous that also it was provoked by Juve. And that's the moment when Agnelli came down So, and he did the middle finger. Guys, it's a true story. No, it was 0-0. It was 0-0, but Juventus qualified. So Inter was eliminated after that game. That's one of the most beautiful stories on football. The backstage story of football. It's a true story, yeah? Guys, this is fantastic. This is fantastic. Antonio Conte and the feathers. Look. You saw that. You saw this one. He went crazy. Antonio Conte. So for the people that are maybe from Tottenham that they want to know about Antonio Conte, guys, probably or maybe the guys from Tottenham, they put a bunch of feathers there, and that's why he gave his resignation. Would be even better, because what happened now? Breaking news, mutual consent. So probably he received a bit of money and say go away, or I don't know. But if they wanted to make sure that he left a bit earlier, it was quite easy. Every day you put some feathers in the office and he would say, I'm leaving, I'm not staying. Anyway, this was fantastic. Yes, it was 2-0 indeed, with Cristiano Ronaldo with that fantastic goal, you know, from the angle, the really angled one. That was in San Siro, if I'm not wrong. Hey, yeah. Guys, you didn't know about that story, huh? You didn't know about that story. So we will read in a second the words of breaking news to understand what happened with Antonio Conte, because at the moment I still don't know. Ciao Ronaldo. Hey, Jimmy's laughing. Mohamed Youssef as well. He's saying smart Juve. Guys, this was fantastic. Did you know the story? Ever heard about that story? The story is fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, Philip is saying, yes, I want Antonio back. Because while Allegri is good when the team is together, but then they cannot manage. What? But then he cannot manage. This will for sure happen next fall. I would rather a Conte that can. Oof. Philip, with all the respect, I understand that you want Allegri, that you want Conte back because Allegri is good when the team is together, but when they are not together, when they are a bit, then it's difficult for him to manage. If I understand, that's your opinion. No, from Serras, it's time to have something new, not always the good, going to the old habits. You don't do your ex after she left. Beautiful one. Peter Gitti. Yes, I want him. Allegri might leave, so we will need someone to give the players some fire in the eyes. You see, that's always one that is coming back. The fire in the eyes of Antonio.
If you want the truth, I tell you the truth.
Yeah, I don't know why he's here. Now, I was looking because I'm still at 0. And I don't like when I see here 0 up. No, I don't like. I don't like when we have 0, because then it's not beautiful 0. Anyway, I will take it away from now and we will see in the future. Anyway, this is something that is always coming back. The fire, the motivation. Antonio Conte, guys, we know him really, really, really well. Antonio Conte is someone, and we know it, that when he arrives in a team, he's able to find the right words, understanding how to motivate his people immediately. This is Antonio Conte. You can take everything away from him, but not that. He knows how to give them the fire, the boost, the mental energy, that grinta. This is Antonio Conte. He knows how to do, especially when he arrives in a team that has been in difficulty, where you don't have that group cohesion, when they didn't win a lot of trophies, or they didn't win trophies in the last years. He perfectly knows how to do. Let me say thank you to Hozar. Hozar, 17 months with us. How likely is it that Conte goes to Inter again? Can be. I think it depends of the... It depends of the offers that he will receive, also the plans. Guys, we don't talk about it too much because I don't like Inter and could easily speak about their problems because they have a lot. The papers, they are not appointing them, they are not highlighting them, but Inter has a lot of problems. Financially, they have a lot of problems. Financially, Inter is doing much worse than Juventus. Nobody speaks about it, but it's a disaster. So... going back to Inter after he left because of the money, not for him, but the money that Inter is able to invest on the Mercato would be strange, but the possibility is there. I don't think that Inzaghi losing another Scudetto receive other chances. Then you never know. No, from Colin Wynn, because we would be restarting a project. Conte wants to spend for trophies, not build. He's got the wrong philosophy, and he's proven has no interest in the long term. That's a big one. Tony, I really want a non-Italian coach. If we want international success, we need to be open to all coaches and not restrict ourselves. It's also a good opinion, even if now you have some coaches like Carlo Ancelotti, that I don't want back at Juve, guys, but Carlo Ancelotti, you have a Capello in the time, you have an Antonio Conte now. Look, they have already some international experience. They went already to other countries. So it's not, for me, it's not the name or the nationality. It's more the state of mind. De Zerbi is praised by everyone. I saw a beautiful interview from him. I don't know if it was Gazzetta dello Sport or Tutto Sport, but I read the 2 pages of him. You know that it's not my favorite coach, De Zerbi, but it's really interesting also to read people that you are not always really interested in. So... But I agree. But I agree that it can help. Then, you know, I want to go back on speaking about nationality a bit later on Retegui, the new player of Italy. I want to come back on him. Please remind me a bit later when we finish the chapter of Antonio Conte. No, cause we need a stable coach, and I feel like Conte is not gonna be and give the stability in this team. Punsara prefers Allegri. No for Marcus, because Allegri is a good manager. No need to change it. It's strange, huh? How things change. Jan van Engelen. That's a long time ago that Jan was not there on the channel. Jan is not a lover of Max Allegri, and that's appreciated also on the channel when we have different opinion. He's saying, if he comes back, I will stop watching games. Oof. Anti-Conte. Allegri is bad, but lately I can handle it. Ooh, change in Jan van Engelen. That's probably why Jan is coming back on the channel after a long time. He left because he hated Allegri on the channel. It's not that we love Allegri, but we try to defend when he's doing well. We try to explain when he's doing wrong, and we criticize when he's doing wrong. But Jan is back. Attenzione, change of Jan. Attenzione. Not yet a U-turn, but a bit. Speaking about a U-turn, yesterday I watched John Wick 4 in the cinema. Mamma mia. Boom, boom, boom. It was a disaster. Fantastic movie, huh? If you don't want to think, fantastic. John Wick 4, guys. Go and watch 1, 2, 3 before, but even if you don't want to, if you never saw it, go watch. Fantastic. Anyway, but lately I can handle it, but this would be an ultimate betrayal to the club and the fans. Big bold statement from Jan. Ultimate betrayal. From who? From him or from the club to the fans? Because here you are saying to the club and the fans. You know, betrayal, guys, it's a big word. I'm not a big fan of Conte. To come back to Juve, I will be forever grateful of what he did as a player, what he did as a captain. I will be forever grateful of what he did in the first year at Juve. I will always thank him. You see, my narrative is starting to change. Not forever grateful, but I will always thank him for the second year. I will always respect him for the third year. But attenzione, there is a difference in Conte 1, Conte 2, Conte 3. Coach the first year, coach the second year, coach the third year. If in the first year you can't say anything to Conte, he was perfect. But everything was perfect. Huh? The motivation, Juventinità that is back. We won. We were undefeated. That happened only to one other team long time ago. Antonio Conte, guys, he showed me, after so many years of difficulties, he showed me again that Juve was back, finally. So forever grateful for that. The right words at the right time. Everything was perfect. Tactically fantastic, guys. You remember, I already showed you that. I have that book because it's fantastic, and then I will come back on the message of Cyril, I believe, or is it Cyril? Let me check. Wait, because there are some messages I really need to read as well. Let me try to find it. There is Mohammad Youssef, there is Cyril. Let me pin them a bit in a second. Guys, wait a second. I just finished that one. La Juve di Antonio Conte, especially the first one, written by Paolo Rossi, that was working at Juve. It's a lot of text. It's not a lot of images, but it's a lot of text, guys. But there are also some images about strategies, tactics, fantastic. Let me check if I can show you some movements that they were making. It was perfect. The second year, well, the four first months he was in the stands, not on the bench because of something that happened when he was not at Juve. Anyway, Juve defended him. They could have stopped the contract. They didn't. They kept him. But then at the end of the year, when he saw that he was in difficulty in Champions League and so on, Antonio Conte started to be a bit disrespectful in press conferences, and that's something I don't like. You want to be disrespectful, you want to go against the club, it's your right, but you do it in a closed room with the management. You tell him how unsatisfied you are. You tell him whatever you want to, but not in front of microphones. Something that happened so many times at Inter, Chelsea, Tottenham now, and he already started, and I already didn't appreciate it, but it was quite slow, quite calm. I already started hearing that he was changing. The third year was a total fiasco in terms of words used, in terms of attitude. That famous 10 euro, 100 euro restaurant was really disgusting. Well, I didn't like it. I didn't appreciate it, and especially because he's telling you, I remain. Juventus is telling he remains, and then one day of training, the second day, he goes to the microphone, he say, I'm leaving, and putting Juventus in a real difficulty. So then in football, you forgive. People come, people go, motivation. But there are a lot of track record about Antonio Conte and his way of being, him handling the pressure. When it's going well, is already difficult to manage. When it's going bad, it's a total disaster. So the easy one, thank you to Cynical that is asking, really easy. And then I go to Mohammad Youssef. Beppe, can you explain why are feathers considered bad luck in Italy? First time I heard of it. No, it's quite easy actually. It's also written, you can find it on Google here. It's not only in Italy. Yeah? So peacock feathers are thought to be unlucky. In the article Bird Superstition, British bird lovers explain that having peacock feathers in the house is thought to both bring bad luck and doom any unmarried women living in that house to spinterhood. So you have a lot of explanation. So also in Britain, let me check. In Italy, it is believed that the feathers, especially the one from peacock, resemble to evil eye and symbolize a bad omen. So that's what I was telling you. I was trying to find the exact one, but yeah, it's bad luck. Look, you can find it everywhere. This you can find it everywhere. They explain it quite well. But it's malocchio. Malocchio means the bad eye. The bad eye. Malocchio. It brings bad luck. Is what it is, guys. So that was an easy question. Thank you for the nation, Cynical. I hope you enjoyed. So pay attention. It brings bad luck. If you believe in your superstition, pay attention to the feathers. And they lost in that game, or at least they were eliminated. Mohammad Youssef, grande Mohammad. Conte always same ending. You think what he said about Tottenham team, if said to Juve players, would be professional. It bad managing, I think. I believe that Antonio Conte, I agree with Mohammad, is really bad in what someone said a bit earlier, in long-term relations. Ciao Ron, ciao Nirai. is really bad with long-term relations. I tell you, the metodo Conte, the method of Conte, it's quite an easy one. Huh? He arrives in a locker room, he arrives in a team, and he starts to destroy everything. Okay? I am the man, I'm here, we will, and then he starts to destroy everything, to criticize, and actually to go into the heart of the players, telling them how bad it was, going in the self-esteem of players, telling that it's not possible to continue like that. Speaking about the other people that are all mocking you, that are all watching you, that you don't represent, that you didn't do enough, but that together you can do. So he's actually destroying everything that has happened to start building as a us. Now I am here together with you. Now we will do it. Now we will prove people wrong. And look what they say. He's going and he's asking people to buy La Gazzetta dello Sport, Corriere dello Sport, cutting articles. Boom, he's putting it in the locker rooms. You see what they say about us? He's even making them bigger. You see what they're saying about us? Is it normal? Do you think? So he's going with us against everyone. A bit methods a la Mourinho. Mourinho is doing it in a different way. Mourinho. Antonio Conte is going in the same idea, but with much more anger. Mourinho is doing it, but it's more calm when explaining, more philosophical. Conte is a fury. When they are winning 1-0, he's taking a bottle and he's throwing it at players. Guys, it's true, huh? It's really true. And it works. He's always taking one or two players and it's putting them out of the team, or he's, scapegoats, because he needs to punish someone. So that the other ones they are seeing say, oh, mamma mia, I don't want to be punished. He's going with increasing all the training sessions. One day he even said himself, after he left Juve, he said, the first year in USA it was super warm. And what I was doing, letting them do, because some players, they were stopping, they were vomiting. Do you remember at Tottenham when he arrived, he did the same? Well, he was doing it in USA. He said, maybe I was probably exaggerating. So he's going to testing the limits of players, and it's working, because these players, they are hungry at the end. They want to go for it. They want to fight. But they are doing it first year, and it's working. They are winning, and they are happy. They continue on that wave the second year. But the second year, he can't anymore use exactly the same tactics. Why? Because he already won. So he can't speak anymore about you were twice seventh. Don't forget that you were bad, that you were a disaster. No, because you just won. You already proved your enemies that you are just... So he needs to adapt. But the players, they start to know, they start to say, guys, we won with Conte. We are invincible. Let's go. And it works that second year most of the time. The difficulty is that in that second year, most of the time, there is something new. A new element where he has difficulties. And it is managing two competitions at the time. Antonio Conte, and we know it, always difficulties to manage two competitions, because he doesn't have the necessary time, or the time that he needs to prepare mentally and tactically the game. Because the players, they travel, they come, they have 1 day of Conte, and then it's game. It doesn't work as good as it is. The third year, it's the end of the cycle, because most of the time he wins in that second year as well, and then all his tricks, the bottle against the wall, the paper put in big, so that it doesn't work anymore. Guys, when you were a kid, I don't know, it's an example, huh? And hopefully it doesn't happen, but let's say you do something bad as a kid, and your mother, she does like this, not hard, but like this, just to tell you you can't do it. Well, the first time, mamma mia, you're scared. I will not do it. The first time you hold back. then you think and you say, it was not that extreme. I will do it again. Guys, in your head, say, if this is what I got when I do a bad thing, I don't care anymore. I do it. Let's do another example. You have the permission to go out until midnight. You arrive at midnight 5. And the first time, next time you can't go out. You miss one weekend. You miss one weekend. The weekend after you go out, you go back at 1 o'clock. You miss one weekend. Okay, and then you go back 1 o'clock again. You miss 1 week. It doesn't work anymore. You say, I don't care. I can already plan what will happen. So it's not having the same effect anymore. Players start to be tired of always hearing this and this. And this is also why Juventus worked really well after Conte. Because the players were mentally totally tired of Conte. Of him screaming, yelling, and this and this and this. What they were doing... Steve, me as well. My mother, she was going with a sandal. But we are speaking about all times. Now the time changed, of course. But I received always the big hit, especially because I'm the biggest one. So I received everything always. Everything always. But that's why Allegri, much more calm, much more people management, much more individual and group speaking, like Rabiot said, as a father and so on. Well, it worked. It worked because that's what was needed. That was what needed. But anyway, that's another story. I don't want to speak too much about Allegri now. Let me check, because we have Thomas Maklouf, 17 months with us. If Tottenham win EPL 23-24, does Conte get credit? That's a good question, because apparently we have to thank Antonio Conte for the 5 years, not 1 year, the 5 years after he left Juventus. That's what I hear every time. Thank you. 17 months with us, Thomas Maklouf Grande. We need Max Conte or Antonio Allegri. I believe this is one of the most intelligent things I heard today. I heard a lot and I read a lot of great things today in chat, but this one is a good one. Yeah, this one is a good one. What is Max missing from Conte? Max is probably missing that turbo start of the season. This is something, and I'm not speaking about the last 2 years, but I'm speaking about Allegri as a total. Because of him being calm, things will go well. He's an optimist. He's always thinking positively. If things goes bad, there will be time to address them. But that way of being, in the history of Max Allegri, made that a lot of time the starts of the seasons are not good enough. And that's something that he really needs to improve. The physical preparation of teams is something that Max miss from Antonio Conte. I'm not speaking about Antonio Conte himself, but probably Conte and his team, his technical staff. So there are some things, that we miss from Conte that could be added to Max Allegri. But then there are a lot of things from Max Allegri that I appreciate and that I can't find in Antonio Conte. So I believe that a mix of both would be really a great one. It's amazing to witness this community went from Allegri out to no to Conte. But it's moments, It's moments. Giuseppe, nice to see you laughing again. By the way, what wanted YouTube from you? I didn't understand it, honestly. But it's a long story. What happened is that probably some haters, they flagged the channel, a part of the game. I never, in my life, I never put a dislike. So imagine even reporting. I never did that. But apparently someone did that because they were not happy with the channel. And so YouTube started to interest themselves, and then probably they banned my channel. They banned it in terms of monetization and so on. So I had to do appeal, and they were fantastic. They really were fantastic. By the way, I see Uncle Sharma in the channel. I want to say two things about Uncle Sharma in the channel. The first thing is because look, for the first time in 40 minutes we are speaking about that. We were speaking about Antonio Conte, and we will continue to speak about Antonio Conte. But the first thing is, when the channel was demonetized, he was the first one to reach out to me, except of the members of the channel, but on WhatsApp. He said, Beppe, it happened to me. How can I help? And he explained that it happened also to him in the past, and what he did, and especially what I should not do, because he had a problem back then. So I really want to thank him personally, with my face, with my voice. I already said it through WhatsApp. And the second thing is that we did a video separately, me, Uncle Sharma, and Ma, Chelsea supporter. And we did it on the channel of Rahul. Rahul, no, he's Rahul, Mammi, today, from Rabona TV. I will try to show you guys. I will try to show you. Google. We go to YouTube. Rabona TV. Conte. Yeah, this one, guys. This video. 137,000 views. Fantastic video. And the funny thing is, I didn't know what he was saying. I knew, of course, that he was invited, but I was not with him. But I didn't know what he was saying. I didn't know what the Chelsea fan was saying. And at the end, when I watched the video for the first time, look, we were all saying more or less the same about Antonio Conte. It was fantastic. Fantastic. The players are very young and they don't know Conte. It will be hard for the players. On the other way, look, Antonio Conte, with his technique today at Juventus, it could work. The first year at Juve, it could work. Why? Because the players, they don't know Antonio Conte. Who is the only one that knows Antonio Conte from the actual team of Juve? It's Bonucci. Who else? Who else from the team of Juve today? Not Ealing Jr. Not Ealing Jr. Chelsea was not there. De Sciglio, no, he came with Allegri. Locatelli was not there. Chiesa, no. It's like this. I have to go. Wait. Okay. Pinsoglio maybe, but I'm not even sure if he was already third or not. De Sciglio, no. Bremer, no. Danilo, no. Alexandro came in 15, no? Alexandro, it's 8th season now. I believe he came with Allegri the first year, guys. He came after Conte, Alexandro. Do we want to check? We can check. Pogba, of course, Pogba. Of course, Pogba. You're right, guys. Pogba. Alexandro. Alexandro arrived at Juve in 15. So it's after Conte. It's after Conte. So, Pogba, you're right, guys. Yeah, you're right, guys. Let me first read Mohamed Youssef. That is saying, let me check. Beppe, what about you? Would you be happy with Conte? Look, to be honest, I'm not a big fan of his return, as I was not a big fan of Max Allegri's return. It's not a secret. I don't think it's the right time. You know, there are too many things that makes that I don't want Antonio Conte back at Juve. The first one is because it's one I said one time, and I think it's one of the most smartest thing I said in my life. I was invited on Tottenham channel, and I said to the Tottenham channel that was a big fan of Antonio Conte, Kulusevski, and ever. I said, Antonio Conte, appreciate him, enjoy him for the time you have him, but don't fall in love with him. Can I go back and find this? Wait. I will try to find it, guys. look, here I was already writing it. Here we go again. But it was look, guys, seriously, here we go again. Enjoy while you have him, but don't fall in love with Antonio Conte. He doesn't care about you, whoever you are. Juventus, Inter, Chelsea, Tottenham. He doesn't care, guys. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. Anthony Trimboli watched that interview. It was a fantastic one. Guys, it's always like that. It's always like that. Here, listen to this one, guys. Listen to this one. If I put the volume, maybe it will be easier. As you can. Just something is enjoy every single bit of Conte as long as you can, but don't fall in love with him. Because at a certain moment, he will just say, ciao. He will leave. Because that's the big thing that you have to understand with Conte, and it's better if you understand it sooner than later, is he has no affection for the club he's working for. He has one affection, and it is himself. He loves himself, and he's going for his personal records. Then the team he's managing at that moment will benefit from it. And that's great, because together with Conte, you win. And he proved it already, especially on national territorium, because Europe is something else. And that's why Conte is really an additional value and an added value for every single club, because it will make the club better. Whatever happens, he's a workaholic. He's working. He's obsessed in going 100%. The problem is that from the moment he's not happy anymore, he has no emotions about that. He's leaving. And he can go to, what's your biggest rival? Is it Arsenal?
It's Arsenal.
He can go to Arsenal without, after 10 years of Tottenham, he can go to Arsenal from one day to another without any problem. And he will go to Arsenal, he will kiss the badge if he needs to. There is no secret, guys. There is no secret. There is no secret. It is like that. So, if he comes back, I don't believe so. If he comes back, I will support him. I will hope that he's doing the best, because if he's doing the best, it's for me, my club, our club. But I will never fall in love anymore with him. I trust ball people who don't get transplant. Indeed, intellectuals. Where is Mohamed Youssef here? With Allegri's issues, he is a true club manager. With all the issues. Yeah. Imagine, guys, Antonio Conte in the situation now, with the difficult start of the season, with the players that are injured, and so on, with the club resigning, with a minus 15 points. Imagine Antonio Conte in front of microphones. Antonio Conte in front of microphone. Do you think that he will say, guys, it is what it is, let's fight, let's be united, let's believe, we can do it, let's try, we did a difficult part, but now no. He will cry. But it's because of McKennie. I don't like McKennie. I didn't want McKennie. It was because of stupid Pirlo that wanted him for the marketing. That's what he will say in front, without any shame. He will tell that. Then he will say, but it's because of Agnelli, because he resigned and he left me alone. I can't do everything. I can't do sporting director.
If you want the truth, I tell you the truth.
Yeah, this is the truth. So, in that very moment, Allegri is the man. Now, I didn't say that Allegri needs to stay. I didn't say that Allegri needs to stay 5 years, 3 years, 2 years, 1 year. I didn't even say that he needs to be there next year. But if he leaves, I would not go with Antonio Conte. Zaki Warfa, thank you for waiting, my friend. Did I read the message of Peter Gitti? No, I didn't. Peter Gitti, with Juve proposed sustainable model, which coach do you think will be the best to integrate next-gen players to the first team? And new mercato strategy. Okay, before Zaki, I need to give priority to Peter, that was waiting a bit before. So before Zacchi, the question is, look, the proposed sustainable model that I was explaining this morning, it's something I already explained 2 years ago. I didn't talk about it on the channel, but Juventus had a much better looking financial book of the first semester. This time we had a loss of minus 29 million, if I'm not wrong, while we had so much more in the past. We did a fantastic improve. Why? Because the entries of the stadiums are back. People are saying that the stadium is empty, but stadium is back. Ronaldo is gone, but also a lot of work to make sure that the salary went down, and it's already starting to be paid back. Okay, so that sustainable project has already been explained to Allegri before he joined. It's not a new sustainable project. Now, it's true that probably it's even more difficult now, because not only it's a sustainable project, but it's a sustainable project with a lot of limited resources, where a lot has to come from your own youth sector, the next gen, which probably has never been the biggest characteristic of Allegri. This season, I made a video about it. Max Allegri and Juventus are the number one team by far of youth players from youth academy. 7 different. 7. That's a lot this season. How much? 1,400 minutes played? 100 appearance? Some I don't remember. I need to check. Wait, I have it here. I will tell you exactly how much it was. I believe I did a video on the 23rd. No, it's not this. Yeah, it's on the 23rd. I have it here. I can show you, so I will put it here on the split screen. Wait, so that you are able to see it. I will make it a bit bigger. I hope you can see it, guys. Let me put it even more bigger. Okay, let's put it like that. So you see Juventus with a 4,708 minutes. 4,708 minutes and 9 minutes paid. 7 players and 118 apps. Barbieri, 1 time, 2 minutes. And then you see Miretti, 27 apps, 1,244. Fagioli, 25 apps. Barrenechea, 4. Keane, don't forget about Keane, 34 apps, 1,192 minutes. Soule, 16. Ealing Jr., 11. If you are looking at Inter, for example, 2 players from their youth academy. Carboni, 6 appearances, 34 minutes. Zanotti, 1 appearance, 1 minute, for a total of 7 appearances and 35 minutes in total. Udinese, 3 in total appearance, 2 players. Milan, 1 player from youth academy, Lazetic, 1 appearance, 8 minutes. Lazio, 0. Monza, Lecce, Salernitana, Spezia, Cremonese, 0. If you want to know about Napoli, Zannoli and Gaetano, 12 apps in total, 149 minutes. Sassuolo, 7 appearance, 2 players, Raspadori, that left, and then Andrea. Roma is the second team with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players from youth academy, 76 appearance in total. Faticanti and Maj Rzak, 1 appearance each. So you see there is a really big gap. And to answer your question, because it's an important one, Peter, I don't know why personally Allegri would not be able to do the job. Of course, if Allegri goes and at the end of the season he's telling you, okay, now I play the youth because I was obliged to, because I had a lot of injuries, but I don't count on them, well, we have a problem. Then you need another coach. Who? I don't know. Honestly, today I don't know. If he's telling you, look, it worked, I'm happy, I believe in some youth players, without exaggerating, because I'm not the big fan of 10, 15 players from youth academy with the obligation to play Kenan Yildiz, Huijsen. Calma. Then we can continue with him. Zaki, I love Conte, and I have a soft spot every club he goes to, but I don't want him at Juve, particularly with our situation now. If he was in charge, he would have jumped the ship by now. On hear him complain every day, or hearing complain. Yeah, thank you for the nation, Zaki, and I 100% agree. Antonio Conte, guys, even if he went to Inter, and I didn't appreciate a lot of things, Antonio Conte is Antonio Conte at the end. I am someone that, I forgive. I forgive Bonucci when he went to Milan, when he did like that. Then, it's not because I forgave that I forget. Bonucci, I said I will never buy another shirt of Bonucci. It was one of the players I really loved. I had a shirt of him and so on and so on. He went to Milan. I was pissed off. He came back. I was pissed off. And I said, at a certain moment, you have to get over it. But the love is never the same anymore. You pay attention. Well, Conte, even worse, because Conte did much worse than he did. Lippi went to Inter. He came back. I forgave and we go. But it's like that in my personal life as well. There are some people that did bad things to me. I forgive. I'm not someone that is keeping in mind for really long. I forgive, and then we see. And then sometimes it's even better. Sometimes it's worse. You don't know. But I believe that Antonio Conte in the situation today would have been the worst coach possibly ever. Yeah. Would be a disaster. Disaster, Antonio Conte. Stavros was telling us it was the second year of Allegri, that Alexandro was back with Felipe Rosado. Felipe Rosado even told us the date that he came. I remember that interview. It was fantastic, a really great one. Ciao Sylvain, Nirai, Just Denim. Because I went on a channel of Tottenham, so I wanted to do, It's true, it's true. But I believe all of us, we know. Conte to Paris Saint-Germain. Look. Conte to Paris Saint-Germain. I don't know, guys. Honestly, it can be a real disaster. It can be a real disaster. Conte needs... Mlaggio, I changed the mind of Mlaggio. Conte needs freedom. He needs to do whatever he wants. He needs to take Messi and put Messi out of the team, or Neymar, or even Mbappe. If that's in the head of Conte, that he wants Mbappe out, I don't know why, he needs to take him and put him in the stands. You don't do that at Paris Saint-Germain. Look, Galtier, that a lot of people from Paris Saint-Germain are criticizing now, he's a person like Conte. In the beginning of the season, I remember the pre-season, the friendly, I was a bit curious about Galtier at Paris Saint-Germain. I remember him yelling at Messi to do the pressing. He's not yelling at Messi anymore. From the moment that he's not yelling anymore, that he's not receiving all the freedom he wants to, that the team starts to be divided, that the president is protecting the team, then it's over. Hey, guys, a lot of time we speak about Sarri. Why did Sarri flop at Juve? Because he couldn't handle Cristiano Ronaldo. I don't want to speak too much about it. By the way, congratulations to Ronaldo. Today he scored 2, I believe. Last time he scored 3. One day, tell me, I will explain you a bit of Sarri Ronaldo. It's an interesting story. 50 minutes in. Well, it's also another long story, Retegui. But my opinion, my personal opinion. I'm an Italian that is living in Belgium. My parents came from Sicily. They moved to Belgium. I never lived in Italy. I went a lot of time. I speak the language. I understand the culture. I have been raised as a Sicilian education boy. I feel 100% Italian. I have my documentation, my papers are Italian. I have zero Belgian documents, so I'm 100% Italian. But when I'm in Italy, I'm considered Belgian because I never lived in Italy. So I understand, that people that were not born or lived in Italy, they can become players of a national team. But it's for Italy, but it's for every country. Yeah? It's for every country. Yeah? I understand that you have people, because in Belgium, you have the nationality of your parents. My son, for example, because my wife is from Belgium, my son became automatically Belgian. Okay? Even if he says no, my son is officially Belgian. Okay? But I understand, for example, that if Belgium would have called me up as a player, I would probably have said, no, I want to go to Italy because I feel 100% Italian. So I don't want to go to Belgium, okay? Because I feel Italian. I am Italian and I want to play there, okay? I understand that we are calling up players that are not born in Italy or whatever. What I don't like personally, is players that are going to a national team because of career, because of an opportunity, but without feeling that attachment to the country. I believe that wherever you are born, for example, Jorginho, okay? Jorginho is a player I never really liked Jorginho. But Jorginho, he arrived in Italy when he was a kid. He was like 14. Jorginho, I accept. He's not Italian, but I accept because he grew up in that country. He understands the values of the country. He became also Italian. His way of doing, the influence he received, he has an attachment. Of course, he's Brazilian deep inside, but Jorginho is one situation that I don't like the player, but I understand. But for me, you need to go in a team that represents you. Retegui, he doesn't speak the language. Retegui never lived in Italy. Retegui, I personally don't know him, but from what I hear, from what I read, he has absolutely zero link with Italy, except of the fact that his grandfather was Italian, was from Sicily and went to there. Then, if his grandfather raised his parents in an Italian way, the parents raised him as an Italian way, why not? But it's not what I think. There are a lot of players like that in different... For example, today I was looking at a beautiful, beautiful documentary from two young Moroccans that are living in Belgium, are born in Belgium. They did all the youth academy of the national team of Belgium. And from the moment that Morocco called them up, they said, that's our country, we go there. You see the difference? They enjoyed all of it with only one hope, going there, because that's their country. But if Morocco would not have called them up, they would have said, we love Belgium. You have to go where the heart is telling you. For this, I respect Paulo Dybala a lot. For this, I respect Paulo Dybala 100%. Paulo Dybala has always said, I feel Argentinian. I could have played for Poland because the family of the mother is Polish. I could have played for Italy because also there is a part of his family that is from Italy. But he said, I feel Argentinian. And the career, let's be honest, okay, he won a World Cup, yes. But the career with the national team of Dybala is not great. It's not looking great. It's not beautiful. And he knew, because Messi will not retire. He knew that he would have been on the bench or on the shadow of Messi. And he knew from day one, because when he started to play, he said, I can't play with Messi. It's difficult for me to find a spot with Messi. Well, guys, I respect him for this. I 100% respect him for that. Balotelli, for me, he's Italian. I don't care about skin color, religion, whatever you want to. Balotelli, he feels Italian because he's Italian. Yes, he has other origins from the parents and so on, but he's born in Italy, he speaks Italian, has been influenced, and he feels Italian. And that's the important thing, how you feel. I will answer the question of Funny3696, because I saw it. I will explain you in a second, Funny, so please wait on me. But it's about feeling what you feel, what you have. Look, again, I don't feel Belgian. Probably I am more than I think. And I will always respect Belgium. But I feel Italian. I am Italian. I feel Italian. Dybala feels Argentina, go to Argentina. Rudiger feels German, go to Germany, great. You are German, you come, I don't know the story of Rudiger before you, but how you feel. What is your heart telling you? If your heart is telling you, I'm going because my national team is too big for me and I want one day to play the World Cup because I will never be called up, it's a bit sad. Then you have the stories of Joao Pedro. Joao Pedro, he came for 1 game or 2 games, or what was it, at the end of his career. I don't know how Joao Pedro is feeling, guys, because it's not, I don't know. But why, if you are not feeling, don't go. Don't go. Then everyone is doing whatever they want. Of course, everyone is able to do whatever they want. That's my opinion. Go where your heart is telling you that you feel really. When you're watching in the mirror, you're watching and you say, okay, I feel. Then okay. Retegui, for example, how old is Retegui? I have no idea, guys. I don't know how old. Retegui. Let's see. He's 23. He's 23. Does he feel Italian? Since he's a kid? Let's go. Go. If you feel Argentinian, you have all the time in the world to prove you. What I believe. Then, everyone is doing whatever they want, and I respect every choice, and I will not disrespect you for a choice that you made, or, but that's what I believe. Anyway, that was my, the guy is doing well. Today, I watched Italy. If someone tells me that Juventus is boring one more time, I will send them the game Malta, Italy. What a boring game. What a disaster game. Mancini, beautiful, the best. He has beautiful hair. Mamma mia, what a mess. What a boring game. Boring game. Anyway, the movement of the kid is 23. The movements of the kid were absolutely not bad. He knows how to call the ball. He knows how to do the right movement. Not always he was third, but he has that magnet. That's a skill that not a lot of strikers they have. The magnet, because the ball is going to him. That's a big skill. Am I speaking about the best player of the world? No. I'm speaking about a guy that I didn't know. I watched him 2 times. I saw some movements that are absolutely not bad. So anyway, that was it. Answering funny 3696. I already spoke about it, guys. I don't want to speak too much again about it and about it. But the thank you for the donation, funny. And it's back. I waited 20 hours before it was back, and I'm super happy about that. Thank to all of you to your support. Thank you for your donation because it's working. Really appreciate it. Look, funny. For me, it was absolutely not funny because I felt like, how can I say, yeah, that someone robbed something from me. My hard work, my energy, my passion for something that was totally injustice. But guys, as Juve fans, we are a bit habituated, a bit used to that. We have these habits already of knowing how that feels. So I went into appeal and I won. Luckily. But I already spoke about that. I explained. Thank you, funny. Nyonto, guys. Maybe I will be wrong, huh? Maybe I will be wrong. Nyonto. I'm not a big, huge fan of Nyonto. I don't see. Maybe I'm wrong, huh? Probably I'm wrong. I'm not in the Nyonto super. He has, huh, the moves. We are not speaking about a bad player, but for me, I'm not yet 100% convinced. Not yet convinced. The way Conte plays football and the hunger he gives his team, I must say I love it. But yes, he's an asshole. Yeah. Beppe, collaboration with Simone Afsin would be fire. He always used to do some videos in English. Ringo, but it will be difficult, I believe. Afsin, he has a total different way of doing YouTube. He does it since long. He has his community. I know who is Afsim. Before starting YouTube, I was even watching some of his videos. It was totally different when I was watching him. I'm speaking about 2019. It was a total different Simone Afsim. He was doing live. He knew that I opened the channel at the time. But it changed in the last years. He took a direction where he's preaching and saying to people that they have to stop supporting Juve, that they have to celebrate or hoping and praying that Inter wins, because he's actually putting his community against the club that you love. And this is, for me, he has all the rights to do whatever he wants. I never speak about him. Huh? Never speak, never mention. But this is something that goes against all my beliefs. You can be really angry against your team. You can be totally against the decision that your team are making. You can be disappointed, sad, hurt. You can be whatever. But guys, you can change your car. You can change country. You can change your wife. You can change job. You can change whatever you want, but you cannot change the team that you love. Never. I don't even want to lose the Viareggio. I don't even want to lose the Berlusconi trophy, the Chivas Guadalajara against Juve. I wake up at 3 a.m. in the morning to watch the first game of my team, to do a watch along and hoping that we win. Imagine me saying I hope that we lose for the common good. Oh, guys, what are we speaking about? So again, no criticism, but it's absolutely not my way of doing. Absolutely not. No. I would be. If one day, you never know in life, huh? If one day I become like this, guys, please unsubscribe, dislike, and don't watch me anymore, guys. Don't watch me anymore. I prefer stopping than that. But anyway, I don't want to speak too much because again, everyone has a right to do whatever they want, and I never spoke about AFSIM. I never speak about other people. Let's continue that way. It would not be great for me to say it, but again, doing a live, no, that's impossible. No, guys. I will get angry. I will get really angry. Wasn't contest Juve amazing? The first one, yes. I still think Ealing and Soulé could and should have gotten more minutes. Well, Ealing is different, guys. Ealing was not supposed to be a first team player. One. Second, he arrived in first team, doing well. He has an injury. Then he recuperates from the moment that he's ready again. Ealing Jr., he has that inflammation. You remember inflammation to an old scar that is again limiting him. And Ealing Jr., guys, I believe that Hanin is watching also youth academy games. I don't know if Hanin is watching now or he was already watching in the past, but Ealing Jr., except of this season, in the past, is missing that continuity. You never know which Ealing Jr. will have. He's a good player. He will become fantastic, but Ealing Jr. is an offensive player at the moment that is learning also to be balanced in the game. And you saw him in the last performances that when he enters, he wants to pay attention and probably is losing that offensive brilliance because he's trying to be tactically perfect. I believe for me, I believe we are managing him really well. For me. Then, if we were Napoli, where everything is going well, perfect, the stars are aligned, and you even have a margin of 20 points, play Ealing Jr. Let him learn doing mistakes. But today, Juventus can't do mistakes, because if you do a mistake, you drop. So, that's what I believe. Soulé, I spoke about it this morning in the video. Soulé, according to me, he suffered that change of 4-3-3 to 3-5-2. Radovan Allegri was not about giving the youth a chance, but he didn't have other option, and it went good. But it's yes and no. I already told you a lot of time, Allegri doesn't care about the age. What is important to Allegri is not the age, it's the maturity of a player. Look at Barrenechea. Barrenechea didn't really need to start some games. Versus Torino, we had some options. Then he played another game from the start. I don't remember which one. It was Sampdoria? I don't remember. We had some options. He played him. Which means that it's the maturity that he's looking for. Miretti, in the beginning of the season, was playing. Then Allegri, that is not the biggest fan of launching a lot of players out of nowhere that are from the youth sector or new, or we know that this is, let's not lie about it. That's not the thing that he prefers. He prefers mature players. But if he sees that maturity in players, he plays them. Probably a maturity or a tranquillità, so being totally tranquillo, that Fagioli probably was missing in the beginning of the season and that he gained. Then, of course, if we are first in ranking of most youth players played, it's also because of the injuries. Otherwise, probably never we would have seen so many playing so many minutes. Probably would have ended with 4 players, Miretti, Fagioli, Soulé, and Moiskin. That's it. Without other players coming up, or maybe at the end of the season, the last 2 games, with an objective already reached. No, I agree. It accelerated and probably that much would not have worked. Wait, let me say thank you to Roberto Gallo, 4 months with us. He's saying my grandparents from both sides are Italian. I was born in UK. I have both an UK and an Italian passport, but I 100% feel Italian. I think it's fine. But that's different. Roberto, that's, according to me, totally different. Grandparents, when there, you feel Italian. You have been raised with Italian roots. Again, it's how you feel, Roberto. Thank you for the 4 months, but I agree with you. It's how you feel. If you felt English, you had to play for UK. Roberto Gallo or Robert Chicken, whatever the name, Robert Chicken or Roberto Gallo, it's how you feel inside, not the name, not the skin color. It's how you feel. And if you feel 100%, then I understand. Then Retegui, I don't know what he feels, huh? Anyway, Beppe, thousands Scalvini. Well, it's a young, great player, huh? Already experienced. No. Good. Really good. Today, beautiful performance, even if you are leaving these chances to Malta, attenzione. But good player. Imagine Italy not qualifying for the Euros as a defending champ. They have to pay attention because what I saw versus Malta was not really nice. Huh? Kamaboko, the future of gli Azzurri seems bleak. There aren't a great young defenders, except of Scalvini, and forwards except of Chiesa, which is a shame. No, but you're right. You are 100% right. You're 100% right. Ealing Junior scored 2 goals against Germany. Yeah, he did. But scoring 2 goals versus Germany under 20 is not the same as playing in first team Juve with the pressure of no mistakes. It's different. Huh? Kamal, thank you for the donation, Kamal. Beppe, does a different team winning the league help Serie A with the last few years compared to leagues like Bundesliga and to a lesser degree Ligue 1? It's a good question that I have the answer, at least my own opinion about it. I don't know if you will be happy or not. And it's actually quite easy to do and to explain. And people that are following the channel lives, they will probably already know, so bear with me. So for me, if you have, let's speak not about Italy, let's speak about Bundesliga, for example. If you have Bayern Munich, that is that level. Why am I speaking about Bayern Munich? Because Bayern Munich, we know, except of a mistake, except of a disaster, it's a team that year on year, the minimum they reach is semi-final of Champions League, which is top 4 in the world. Best team. Except of, it can happen in football, huh? You are eliminated a bit earlier. It's a top 4. If you have Bayern Munich that is always winning Bundesliga, always, maybe this year, but 10 years in a row, Bundesliga, top team, top 4 in Europe. If you have all the other teams that are working hard to reach, I'm not saying the same level, but to go close as possible to Bayern Munich, you will have, even if it's always Bayern that wins, you will have a much stronger Bundesliga representation in Europe. You will have a much more beautiful competition in Bundesliga with stronger teams. And that's the way to do it. That the biggest one continue to grow with the other ones that are trying to close the gap. Because trying to close the gap, you can do it 2 ways. Or going up and you grow as a movement. Bundesliga growing. And then we are only speaking about teams. Then you have stadium, you have atmosphere, you have supporters, you have the chance, you have the quality of images that you're giving the broadcast and so on and so on. That's one thing. Or you have another way, and this is probably what happened, this is what happened in Italy, is that you have one top club that is here, that was, not saying standard 4 in Europe, but at least in the last 8, or should have been in terms of value of the club. In Italy, was winning 9 years in a row, and you had all the clubs that were here. What happened is that due to mistakes of Juve, own responsibility, because we invested our money in a lot of things that will pay back in the future. We created the Juventus women team, we pay. We created the second team, we pay. We created La Continassa area. So we invested in all things that will pay back in long term. But all these financial investments were not paying back immediately. In that moment, we made a lot of mistakes also on Mercato with Cristiano Ronaldo. That financially was a risky one. I'm not speaking about the men on the field. I'm speaking about the financial part. We collapsed. So mistakes of Juve, but also the other ones that are pulling down Juventus. So what happened with Italy is that while Juventus, for own mistakes, but also because of other people and because of COVID and so on, was dropping down, the other ones, they increased like this. And probably Juventus is now, at the moment, I still believe that Juventus is better as a company. But anyway, at the moment we are here, so let's not. So you see the difference? That the other ones, they close the gap like this. I don't believe that today Napoli, tomorrow Inter, tomorrow Milan helps Serie A. Look, they were complaining that there was no competition in Italy and it was not attractive. Is it attractive this year? With a team that received minus 15 points for the very first time that it happened in the world. Minus 15 points during a season that was already no competition for Napoli. On top of that, you are taking away the only competitor that they had on paper. The other ones are all at minus 20 from Napoli. Is it beautiful? No. The only team today that I saw that they have a fantastic year is Napoli. But last year, Napoli, how much did they finish last year? Third. They were about to win the Scudetto. They collapsed. They finished third. The year before, they were out of Champions League. I need to see consistency in Napoli to understand if yes or no they can be one of the top teams. No, I don't believe it helps. If you're really speaking about different team winning the league, I don't believe it helps. Who cares? I don't care. I really don't care. Ligue 1, you have Paris Saint-Germain. The problem is that Paris Saint-Germain, you have a different mentality than Bayern Munich. Paris Saint-Germain, they don't care because the level of Ligue 1 is really low in a total. So Paris Saint-Germain, they don't even want to play. The stars, they don't want to play versus Troyes, Reims. They don't want to play these games. They want to play against Marseille because of the atmosphere, they want to play against Lyon, against Lille now, maybe. Lens now, recently, but except of that, they don't really want to play. So they annoy themselves. They are targeting only one thing, Champions League, because that's the dream of Al-Khelaifi, the Champions League, to be on top of the world there. That's what they want. While in Bundesliga, they don't care. Huh? We win. We play. We want to win Bundesliga. We want to win Champions League. We want to win the Bolkalpov-Dovkbal, the thing there. Well, they have a winning culture at Bayern Munich. So it's different. Huh? No. I don't believe so. I prefer, of course, you know what I prefer? I prefer the 80s in Italy, where you had multiple teams being able to win. Look, between 89 and 2006, how many teams in Italy won. How many different teams in Italy won. Napoli won, Milan won, Juve, Lazio, Roma, Sampdoria won. Look at how many different teams. But you had top teams. All of them were top teams. And you had a battle here with different teams here. Today, what's happening in Serie A, let's not speak about Napoli. We need to test Napoli. But today, they are battling here. You see? That's what I believe. I will say French football has good stadium atmosphere. Oh, yeah. Depending where you go, yeah. But attenzione, it's borderline, Nirai. It's borderline. Because good atmosphere, yeah. If you see Derby, Lens, Lille, fantastic. If you see Marseille, fantastic. But then do you remember last year how many games were postponed because of they are entering the pitch, because they are throwing bottles, because they are, guys, do you remember in Marseille, Nice, and so on and so on? I prefer, honestly, personally, to be safe. I prefer to be safe than this. Could Holland take Vlahovic spot at Juventus? I don't know why we are speaking about that. Provercelli, yeah, it's true. They have a big story, the big history. Today, hey guys, then I want to speak about Berta. And the new shirt, mamma mia. And then we close. So Berta was the main topic of the channel of the live today, but then Antonio Conte decided otherwise. Did you put a maximum of likes? You didn't, huh? We were 200. We were like 220, 230 at a certain moment. There are only 130 likes. I really asked, if you want to support maximum. If I don't say it, guys, it's not working. Anyway, what was I was about to say something. Now I forgot. Before Berta and before the shirt, I wanted to say a last thing, but I forgot. Provercelli has more scudetti than Napoli, and I wanted to say something. I remember. Today I was watching, at a certain moment, multi-live of third division. Okay, so I had all the games of third division in Italy, Serie A, because Juventus was playing. Couldn't find the game, so I was watching multi-live. Okay, and I saw the stadium of Cesena. Stadium of Cesena has been renewed in 2018. Guys, the stadium of Cesena, that is now unfortunately in third division, it's better than 80% of the stadiums in Italy. This is a shame. This is really a shame. A real shame. Yeah, just like this. I saw some stadiums there in Serie A much better than Serie A. So if we want, again, you want a beautiful image, guys, work on your stadium. But not, as they said, like 2 days ago, it was a big controversy. I didn't even speak about that on the show. There are so many topics that I'm not always aware if you are interested or not. Sometimes I'm asking, are you interested in what I'm saying of topics? For example, the question, the matter of the stadium. So a few days ago, Gravina, that I start really to annoy me. Well, Gravina said, hey, our plan to work on the stadium is to win the contest, or I don't know, to organize Euro 2032. And only like that we will be able to change the infrastructures and the stadiums in Italy, guys. Can you imagine that the last time that we did something in Italy on stadium level, it was in 1990 when we organized the World Cup. And we will wait to know, because it's not sure, to know if we will be able to organize 2032. That means that we will have to wait 42 years. Of course, the stadium will be a bit earlier. They will start working, but probably they will open them 1 year before. But that means that 40 years before investing again in stadiums. Then you see, I want to show you an image, guys, because then I go crazy. There are some things that are making me crazy. I need to wait. Here it is. Wait. Okay. I will show you an image. I like that. I really like that image because it's an important one. But first, let me go through it. Where is it? Here, multi-use. It's this one. Can I? Maybe I have to put it here. Maybe. Here we go. Okay. Look, guys. Juventus, while Italy is waiting for 2032 to know if we will be able to organize it and receive money from UEFA, FIFA to work on the infrastructures in Italy, you have a Juventus that created all this area. They took it on loan, I believe. They took the rent for 99 years because you can't rent for more longer. So they did a maximum. No, Mohamed, Pogba can't play the next match, so we'll have to wait. So what did Juventus do with all that area? Here, can you see it? No, you can't see it, of course. You can't see my mouse. But all up, you see the stadium. This was in the past the Delle Alpi. So everything has been erased except of the exact spot where we play. So the Delle Alpi has been erased, and we built the Allianz Stadium in 2011. So that means that even before that, we were already working on it. The plans for all that area, the stadium. You see all that area here. We have training grounds for the first team that are there. We have, I don't know how I can show you because I have no mouse. But if you see the stadium totally up, if you go a bit down, you have, I don't know if you see it, on the middle left part, you have a big thing there. This is a house, yeah, you know, a kind of big house. Well, these are the new offices of Juventus because from the center we went there in that area. I went there in the offices. It's amazing, guys. We have restaurants, we have everything. Then you have next to the other stadium below, on that part really far on the other side, you have the J Hotel. The J Hotel where the players, they can access from there on one wing. You go to the other wing as a customer. You have a restaurant. All that area, La Continassa, with also a shopping center in the stadium and so on. Juve did it all alone without receiving any money from UEFA, from Italian government. We did everything. On top of that, I already said it, Juventus women team, seriously, if today Italian football is professional for the very first year ever, it's because of Juventus, because we started to really believe in that project and to invest and starting having result at international level. If today Juventus is in FIFA 23, it's because we were in the last 8 of Champions League last year. in a team that is existing since 5 years, because we really believed in it. And now the movement is following. Congratulations to Roma that is doing a fantastic job. Then Juventus, there were few teams that were asking for second teams. Milan, Roma, a lot of teams were asking with Juventus. At the end, Juventus was the only one to invest. We have a second team. And look at, guys, it's not a mystery that today the only team in Italy that is really able to count on their youth academy is Juventus. It's working. It's really working. But what I hear from Gravina, the one that is saying we are waiting for the money of UEFA, is Napoli is an example. This is what I hear from a president. Yes, it's true. Napoli has no debts. It's true. It's really well managed in terms of finances. They did a fantastic mercato. They are doing really well in Italy and in Europe. If you tell me, Beppe, 2022-2023, Napoli is an example, I can tell you, yes, in that season, Napoli is fantastic. But, guys, if you're telling me Napoli is the example and you see what Juventus did, there is a big, big, big difference. And that money, no team in Italy was able to invest it or didn't want to invest it. Attenzione. Attenzione. That's a big thing. While Juventus invested a lot in property in off the field, it's like the management of shirts, like e-com, like working on television, productions, back on track, did by Juventus at home in partnership with Amazon Prime to show it, to have a platform, but did by Juve. Then you will tell me, yeah, but we are not interested in all of that. And I agree, and I accept, and okay. But these are long-term investment for the future. You probably don't care or you underestimate a bit, but Juventus is the only one that is continuing to offer 2 languages on their Twitch platform, where they are in direct confrontation with the fans. Inter started, it was a fiasco, they stopped. Milan started, they gave up. Milan even did with really beautiful women and so on. They stopped. Paris Saint-Germain, they started, I believe they stopped. But I'm speaking only about Italy. The only one. We don't have a lot of 1,000, 2,000 viewers simultaneously. It's true. People take everything for granted. People are criticizing Juventus so much. But if you are looking at Juventus as a whole, and what we did, if you are telling me then, and Napoli is the example, then I start to be really pissed off. Filippo Rosana is telling me Cesena Stadium only had the money because of Italy Euro 2016 bid. It's a good, thank you for the donation, first of all, Philip. It's a good observation. I remember I read a bit about it back then, but to be honest, I don't remember. I don't remember the details. Is it because they received it to show what they were able to do and that money was invested in Cesena Stadium as an example? Can be. I'm not as informed on the Cesena situation, so I can't really. It's just that if they had to take one city as a test, probably Cesena. I don't know if that was the best one, but anyway, you know more than me. Thank you for informing me. Thank you for the donation. I will try to read up more about it. Jesus Macias, thank you for the donation, buddy. Have you heard about Johan Vasquez? He plays for Cremonese. He's a great defender. He also a Mexican, and I want Juve to have a Mexican player someday. Well, I could tell you no, I don't know. Never heard about him. Yeah, I heard the name because when I prepared the game of Cremonese, but it's not really a player that was in my eye or in my target. So I would lie. I would lie if I tell you I know him. I know that you want a Mexican player at Juve. But here he is. Here he is. Johan Vasquez. 15 apps with Cremonese. 184. Place of birth. Navo Goya. October 22. He's 24 years. Can play on the left, can play on the right, in the center defense. He has a value of 3.6. What did he do before? A lot of Mexican teams, so it's his first experience second experience in Italy. Or not even, no, it's his first, because he's actually property of Genoa. He's property of Genoa, and he's on loan in Cremonese. Actually strange, because a lot of times players are bought by bigger team and they are loaned in smaller teams so that they have playing time. Here you see the reverse. It's a Serie B team that is buying a Mexican player and they are loaning him to a Serie A team. That can be something that explains that he can be a potential good player. Now, 24, I always pay attention. 24 for me is not old. It's not young. It means nothing. I don't know, guys. If you know, I don't know if you know, but Luca Toni, do you remember Luca Toni? Luca Toni, until his 27th year, he was a player that was going in Serie B, in Serie A, Serie B, Serie A, anonymous player. Yeah, I knew him since young, but you saw some potential. But let's say until he's 27, he was a Petagna. He was a Petagna. You know Petagna? You know Petagna. Petagna, he has like 3 weeks of big form. Mamma mia, Petagna, let's buy him. Fantastic player. He's a Scamacca. He has a... And look at Tony, he was nobody. And then at 27, he arrives at an age of maturity. Boom, boom. And then he becomes at Fiorentina top player, at Bayern Munich top player. He goes to the World Cup, he wins the World Cup. Yeah, look at Tony, the Bayern player. It's a player that he achieved his peak, but there was a big difference. Out of nowhere, from a Petagna to Luca Toni, the one that is scoring 30 goals in Bundesliga. That's why I'm seeing here Johan Vasquez or Juan Vasquez, because Johan is pronounced in Dutch. In Flemish. In Flemish we say Johan. But probably it's Juan. Especially defenders that, look, Gatti is 24. Vasquez is 24. So it means nothing. You have time. But no, I don't know him. Jesus. No sé mucho de él. Let me check. Did he play against Juve? Stats. Sometimes transfer market, they are really, really slow. Really slow sometimes. I don't know. I don't remember if he played against Juve or not. So if I don't remember, it means, guys, that he didn't really caught my attention. Guys, before going to bed, I wanted to show you two things. Okay, this one. Attenzione. Opinions on that one. Kamaboko, doesn't like it. Kostic, well, while you're writing, Kostic apparently had a small injury, not something. Look, he left the national Serbian team because he had an inflammation to the Achilles tendon. So it's an inflammation. It's not an injury. It's not an ankle. That Achilles tendon inflammation, better for him to rest. So it's not something crazy, but they didn't want to take any risk, and they did really well. So let's see. I hate the yellow for Radovan. I like it for LGG. Bad kid for Roberto. Looks like a literal zebra for Taha. Ciao Taha. I like it, Antonio. It's okay, kind of childish for Philippe. I like it for Styler D. Don't like the stripes. What do you mean? Ah, the way of the stripes. I know, because if you don't like the stripes, you have a problem. GIF. But I understand what you mean. I hope that's not the jersey for next year. It's so ugly for Calogero. Luca, brutto. I don't like it for Sir. Why Brazilian flag in the back? I have no idea. Aldo, black stripes too narrow, but it could be a nice. I need to. It needs to grow on me for Aldo. Peter, not bad at all. I like it. Disaster kit for Roberto. Stavros looks good. The yellow puts me off a bit. The way of the stripe. Yeah, I understood. Zlatko, Andrea Berta. Oh, wait, Zlatko. I'm sorry. That was the. Wait, this goes fast. And then we speak a bit about Andrea. I will probably speak tomorrow more in detail about Andrea. But I will. Wait, give me a second. I would ready to go for gold. Yeah, okay, great. So, what I'm reading here from all of you, Nico is saying good, the zebra thing, but the yellow is not good. Okay, what I'm reading here is total different opinions. I see people, I like it. I see people, I love it. I see people, I'm not sure, I would change some details. Some people are saying I don't like the yellow, the rest is okay. Some people are saying it's a disgusting shirt. In the past, these kind of things made me really angry. When I saw in prototypes, and don't forget, this is not officially the Juve shirt. I will you know it on the channel. I will never tell you, yes, it's the true shirt, or no, it's not the true shirt. I will never tell you if I saw it, I don't saw. I speak about here, what we see. Let's assume it's 100% the real one and we speak about it. Then, if it's like that or it's totally different, you will see. You will see when it will be communicated. And most of the time, it's the week of the last game at home. The week of the last game at home, when you know. And probably then I will make a video about it. Before, it's all speculation. But let's say it's this one. Let's say. And every year, when we start seeing these things, in the past I was really angry. Because I didn't understand that every single time, the majority are hating new shirts. We don't like. And no. If we are reading, because I read your comments, I read some of these comments. Daniel Torres, no, please no. Alfredo, no, please no. Juventus Army with an emoji like, what did they do again? George, he said, this shirt grew on me. I criticized the design at first, but now I start to like it. ADP, all I like is the colors. I hope no for Erling. Yellow, no. Toujours pas convaincu par le jaune for Andy. Still not convinced about the yellow. We are trying to confuse our enemies with our tactics and patterns. No, I fancy that. So Abdulatif is saying, I like it. Matt, knowing Matt Juventino from Denmark. Matt, whatever the company is doing, he's hating, whatever. Even if it's the most beautiful thing on earth, he will say he doesn't like. Because it's like that. Matt is like that. Matt, he wakes up, he finds something he doesn't like. And then he feels better. He has that dopamine of I don't like. Allegri, I don't like. Ealing Jr., I don't like. Roberto Baggio, I don't like. What? I don't like. Beppe, I don't like. Beppe, you're always saying stupid things. Did you watch my video? No, I never watch your video. But will you watch? No, I don't watch. Because my idea is I don't like. This is, you have some people like that. The people are angry. Just hope it looks normal. Some people were saying, give it back to Kappa. Give it back to Kappa. You have always, because you have different people in the world, huh? You have different people in the world. You have people, I call them the no-sayers. You have the nostalgic people. They are always referring. Give me kappa. Okay. 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 This is kappa. You like? This is kappa. You like? That the one you like, kappa? You want kappa? I'm asking, huh? No. No. We have to be clear. You want kappa or you don't want kappa? Now, why am I asking that? When was Juve working with kappa? Juventus was working with kappa in the 90s, okay? We are in 2023. We are in 2023. Give me kappa. What does that mean, give me kappa? No. Kappa evaluated, they had an evolution to something different. Kappa had an evolution in their fabric, in their colors, in the way of working with new people. They listened to the club requirements. If you're working with the club Evian, you're doing something like that. It's not give me kappa, don't give me kappa. It's the reality. It's I talked with the marketing of Adidas, how they create a shirt from the first to the last project. I worked for 2 denim brands. I worked all my life in fashion. I worked with designers, with this, with that. I'm not a designer, but I work with people like that. Okay? So I know how it works, the trends, the analysis of the market. Is that give me kappa? Kappa, they listen, they had an evolution of the brand, and the kappa of today is not anymore the older ones. Why are people loving the old kappas? It's simple. First, because it was another time of shirt, first. And secondly, because these are the shirts that gave you emotions. They are linked to emotions. These shirts of kappa, they are linked to victories. They are linked to images in your head that were fantastic. They are linked to the first moments where you felt in love with Juve. They were linked with beautiful, fantastic moments in your head. If I take this one, guys, and I have many examples, of course. This one is considered one of the most beautiful shirts all time of Juve. Guys, do you see that you have a kind of oval form? Do you see that here you have a kind of oval form in an oval 0, that the number was really low, that you have that kind of arc here, that you have big sponsors, that you have big patches here, that you have red, that you have everything, that the color is not really nicely done, honestly. It's really large. It's not giving you a lot of space. It's one of the most fantastic shirts. But this shirt was a total radical change with what they did the year before. When you're speaking with people that were our age today, this shirt received the same reaction as what we say today about the new shirts. They received the reaction as And no. And then it starts in the mind of people. Fantastic. We went into the final of Champions League. Of course, we lost. But Del Piero, I remember. Nedved, I remember. Trezeguet. And then you fall in love emotionally with a shirt. Emotionally with a shirt. Do you really think objectively, without thinking about football, Juventus, Del Piero, that the pink shirt of Juventus 2011-2012 is a beautiful shirt, objectively? No. It's a deep pink that Juventus never had in their history. That pink, that flashy, hard pink, deep pink, with a big half star. What does that even mean? The big half star on first year, stadium, emotion, last game in the home with Del Piero waving to the people. Fantastic shirt. People love it. I bought it. Fantastic. Emotion, change. I will tell you another story. When I was speaking with my grandfather and so on, in the past, you know how were the shirts? I don't have it here. Wait. Okay. Look. This was the shirt. Guys, this was the shirt. Okay? There is no sponsor. There is nothing. If you didn't win the Scudetto, you didn't even have that Italian flag on it. It was black, yellow. A lot of people are saying it's fantastic, it's beautiful. That shirt, imagine the reaction of my grandfathers, grandparents. I'm speaking about whatever team. The first time that they said, we will put a sponsor on it. Whatever, Lotto, Kappa that you love. Here, sponsor here. A name on the shirt. Why? The reaction was in the time was, you are not playing for the name, you are playing for the shirt. Why do you put a name on your shirt? You had no logo, guys. There was no logo. There was no money for logo. So, a lot of people are speaking about the first reaction. Why? Because you can't say this is a ugly, this is a beautiful choice. First of all, because fashion is subjective. It's emotion. Juve Russo, 1986, he can say, I like the yellow color. Nirai, he can say, I don't like the yellow color. Another one, he can say, I like that we are changing a bit the stripes, that we have another pattern, because it's looking a bit more like a zebra. Why not? We never did that. We did once, didn't really work well, but this is a clear reference to a zebra. I like it. Someone else can say, no, because I'm more traditional, I prefer the black stripes. Linear, like this, solid, without any change. Everyone can love or not love a shirt. But what I don't like is we see something new without even know if it's true or not, and we are judging other people's opinion, saying this is disgusting, this is not beautiful, look, vomit, disgusting, no, they can't work, they don't know what they are doing. You know how much the sales increased at Juventus since Juventus took over? It's not they don't know what they do. Then, if you believe that every single year you need this shirt, and that's the only answer that you can do, well, I don't know how many shirts you will sell. I don't know. We are speaking about money. We are speaking about increasing brand. We are speaking about a Juventus football sport that is a business. Well, guys, if I have the same, why should I change? Anyway, so what do I believe about it? But yellow is most of the time yellow is my favorite color. Maybe not that yellow. That yellow is a bit too harsh. I like that we try. I don't believe it's too exaggerated in terms of trying. Not sure if we are able to see really well the logo of Juventus. I like when we see the logo. That yellow, it's a bit too harsh on the Jeep. I'm not against. I like the fact that it's really deep white. Then I see someone, Pippo Juve Boy, who is saying Turin Giants is a real Juventus channel. Hey, yeah, of course. Turin Giants, they are my friends. Turin Giants, I took them to go. First of all, Turin Giants, my guys. Turin Giants, my friends since years and years and years. So Pippo Juve, Turin Giants are really fantastic friends for me. Lot of love of respect. And by the way, on Tuesday, I will be on the channel of Turin Giants because we do a live together. No, Turin Giants, fantastic. Guys, I took them with me on the Juve channel, the official channel. They are doing also some watch-alongs. They are doing Talk Juve. No, Turin Giants, fantastic. They were the very first podcast. And Farad is my friend, very first podcast. I still need to frame it, but guys. Il Capitano. Poster from Del Piero. Fantastic, no? Fantastic. No, my friends are doing well, huh? I'm happy. I'm really happy. This, but I have here, huh? I have so much. Look, the Claudio Marchisio. As a kid, I have the T-shirt. I need to know because I'm not sure. This one, Turin Giants with whiskey. No, beautiful things. I like. Juve Russo. Beppe, stop, you're killing me. No, but Turin Giants, fantastic. No, you know that, huh? Dash and Dave are great. Farad is my friend since ever. I really like Farad. You know, I believe it's mutual respect. Huh? It's mutual respect. You love, you don't love, you respect each other, and then it works. If you start disrespecting, I don't like. But no, Farad. Turin, look, I know Turin Giants now since 3 years and a half. Respect, we are there, and it's great. Last one, and then we stop. And guys, at a certain moment, especially because we didn't even reach 200 likes, we have 158. Ron, he met Farad in LA. Yeah, I saw the pictures, Ron. I saw the picture. Now we have to speak a bit about Berta. Unfortunately, I can't really speak a lot because it's late. But who is Andrea Berta? Andrea Berta is the sporting director of Atletico Madrid since 2013. He's 51 years old. He's a sporting director that is Italian. Andrea Berta is not Spanish, he's Italian. But near 9 years, 9 seasons at Atletico Madrid. Before that, he did Genoa in Italy. Even before, he did Parma. So it's one that knows Serie A, that is Italian. He knows Italy and knows also international football. The name, there are some names, Iglitare from Lazio, the one of Milan, Massara, that knows Allegri because they played together when they were at Pescara. There are a few names circulating. There is the one of Ocampos, the one from Paris Saint-Germain. But there is a new name that leaked, and it's the one of Andrea Berta. Andrea Berta, you have to know that the first time that Juventus said, why not? Let's investigate. Let's check. It's Giuntoli will remain at Napoli. I mean, he will remain. There are no chance for Giuntoli. No, there are no chance for Giuntoli. But Andrea Berta, there was the day before everyone resigned at Juventus, there was a big congress organized again by Juventus in the Allianz Stadium to speak about the next gen project. It's not the day of the meeting, and that was already held a bit before. I'm really speaking about Federazione Italiana invited with a lot of heads from other clubs because they think that it's an interesting one for the growth of Italian youth. Hey, Juventus already is the 5th year that we are doing it. Now Italy are saying, maybe it's interesting. Hey, now that we have a Fagioli, a Miretti, we will not call them up with the national team, but it's interesting. Hey, I like that. So Juventus did a big presentation, they invited, they spoke, and so on and so on. Andrea Berta was invited. Why? Because in Spain, it's not like in Italy. In Spain, there is a big tradition of next gen team. They have other names like Antera and so on. You know them, huh? So they know about it and they work with it and it works. Look at Barcelona and so on and so on. Real Madrid, how many they were able to take. So he was invited. Unfortunately, he couldn't come, but he pre-recorded the video that was shown on screen in that conference. And he was speaking about the project, and he was saying a lot of interesting things about the project, about how to work with it. Also speaking about the fact that sometimes you are loaning out players because they are not yet ready for first team, but you lose their control for a year. And other clubs, they don't really care about your player because it's not their player, and they don't care about him and his mental state. So what does that mean, his mental state? If he's coming to your club and he's actually performing super well, they're happy. They are super happy. Of course, they're happy. It worked for your club. And then it will be great and so on. But if it's not really working really well immediately, they have him for 1 year, they put him aside. Like Rovella. Do you remember Rovella starting playing at Genoa? And from the moment that he was officially bought by Juve, he was put aside. He didn't play anymore. Well, Andrea Berta was explaining that when you loan them out, especially the mental is not followed up by those clubs because they don't care about him. So that means that sometimes they need to understand and to hear that they are not ready for a first team, but they need to be managed. Not that it's not achievable anymore, but they need to be confronted. And also, when you hear this kind of news, you need to be guided, you need to be managed, you need to be present for these players. Like Kenan Yildiz, for example. I'm not speaking about Kenan Yildiz, the reality. I'm just speaking about Kenan Yildiz. Since he's 10 years old, he broke the record of having a big brand like Adidas that was his main sponsors signing a long-term contract. They are pushing him. He is in a big agency. He has always been seen as the diamond, the jewel, the next big thing, the star, the best one. When you arrive at Juve, it's hard for a player like that to hear you're not ready yet. Morsalin, don't spam, but when do the new season shirts come out? Roughly, but it's always the same, Marcelin. The last game at home of the season, the first one. Then you wait a bit more, you have the second one. Always like that. So the last game of the season at home, presentation of the first shirt. Anyway, that's long time. It's important to follow them up. And he said in that video, he spoke about a lot of things. One of the things he said, it's, how to be with them when you have the next team, the next gen team, the under 23 or whatever youth. It's more important because they are already confronted to a bigger step with other big players, with mature players, with adults. They know what it is, the competitivity, and they are still in your possession, under your control. They can go up, they can go down, but still manage. So it's really important how we spoke. Buonanotte, Aldo. And how he's able to manage. Now, then he said, then Juve, okay? That's super interesting because it's one that is taking care of youth academy. He knows how it works, and that's a project of Juve. It's also one with a winning mentality. He wants to win. Is able to do a winning mercato. Atletico Madrid, maybe you will tell me, they never won the Champions League or they didn't win enough in La Liga. If you go back in a recent history, but I'm speaking a bit before his arrival, Atletico Madrid was a bit disappeared. If you look at the history of Atletico Madrid, it has always been there. But before him, it was becoming a Valencia, a Sevilla, that one season wonder and then again disappearing. Well, he was able, thanks to management and so on, to bring Atletico. It's true. Taha, that knows it's true. It's true. Atletico Madrid was a mid-table team. I'm happy. They even got relegated in 2001. Thank you, Taha. You see, I'm not inventing things. Well, Atletico Madrid, thanks also to him, to the stability, the new management, they were able to be at the top. They are always in top 3, max top 4. Sometimes they even win La Liga. They arrived, I believe, 2 times in Champions League final recently. 1 time, 2 time, I don't know. But anyway, it's a winning project. And in a Liga where you have Barcelona and Real Madrid. Bonne nuit, Dr. Wales. So you see, winning mentality, youth sector, and also one that is able, and that's a big difference with Real Madrid, one that is able to do a self-sustaining mercato. What does that mean, self-sustaining? You don't need extra investment. You don't need extra money. You have the money, you sell, you buy, you invest, you buy, you play with youth, and you do it sales. Why? And what does it look like? Like the one of Moggi, Bettega, Giraudo, that was self-sustainable. They never ask any money to the property. So he's one that can be good. He's one that can be potentially good for Juve. Telling you even more, because I made my researches, Andrea Berta was also contacted by Paris Saint-Germain already 5 years ago. So, when you were already attracted by these top clubs, it's a good one. No, Nagelsmann, I don't believe. No. Peniel is back. You're back and I will leave. Not because of you, Not because of you. No, because now, guys, I wanted to do 40 minutes about... look, the idea was 1 hour about... What's the name there? Andrea Berta and the shirt. At the end, we spoke We spoke way too much. Way too much. Way too much. Now I'm tired. Now I'm tired. But it was a great live, huh? Tomorrow, Twitch, a player of Juventus. I need to prepare. You want to guess? Tomorrow we have a player of Juventus on the channel of Twitch. Who can guess? Pay attention to what you are saying, eh? Of course, because you have to think. You can't tell me Bremer. Bremer is in Brazil, for example. Keane, Miretti. Let's see, eh? It's not women team. No. It's not women team. Milik. The dream is Pinsoglio of Philippe. Alessio is saying, is it a first team player? No. Tomorrow it's not first team player. But it's a good one, huh? It's a good one. I like. Then, you never know, huh? Tomorrow something can happen and then we don't have, but Ciao Juventini. Dad. I was in closing time. Baranechea. Could be. Ealing Jr. Huijsen is with the Netherlands guys. Compagnon did the assist today, yeah? Assist. We're seeing Elia, guys. No, it's not Eliero Elia. The goat. Ake is on loan. Alessio, it's not anymore with the next gen. When will you have Vlahovic? Well, first of all, he needs to come back because now it's with Serbia. The 1-1 was a disaster. Huh? I saw it. I watched. Moiskin, Messi, Kenan Yildiz. Oof, imagine. No, it's next gen. Tomorrow is next gen. That I can say. Don't blame me if tomorrow we have a problem. But tomorrow at 10:30 I already have the meeting to finalize. But tomorrow is next gen. Huijsen is in Dubai. Yeah, I don't know where he is. He's playing with the national team, but because today he didn't play, huh? Lord Bernardeschi. No, guys, I told you it's a next-gen team, not an old-gen. Guys, Vepe, if you do live with Berna from Toronto, I give you 50 subs. Okay. I will try to contact him. Philippe, I keep your word, huh? Hey guys, what position? You want me to give the number also on the shirt? No. Yeah, okay. Besaggio. That's a good guess. Buffon. Yeah. Yeah. That's a vintage guess. Luca, thank you for always entertaining us. No, don't. Is there a question, guys? What I want a typical question that I ask to every player. The question from here. Think about it, maybe for the next time. So Sekulov, good question, good guess, Hanin. I saw some good guess, huh? Yeah, but Hanin, you're playing dirty, huh? Because now you say Sekulov, but you already said Cersanti. Alessio is saying Besaggio. Compagnon. Okay, I can tell you that in all the names I saw, there can potentially be one of these, not Buffon. That will be there. So one question that I should, like the standard question. The feeling when you arrived at the J Medical for the first time. And most of the time, we change it with what was your feeling the first time that you heard Juve calling you? Where were you, you know? But maybe, yeah, that J Medical, I don't like the J Medical. But I know what you mean, Alessio. I like the way you are going, but the J Medical, I don't like. Get Hendrik, but Hendrik, guys, it's too late, huh, Jamie? It's too late now. The favorite color. Is that the question you want me to ask every player? Honestly, I like, but is that really the? I don't know if people will be happy to know. Me personally, yes, I love that. The first football memory. I love that. What is the first image of football you have in mind? Yeah, but then imagine is telling me imagine, because you don't know the players. Some players, they maybe in the past or whatever, they are from Inter. You know, it happens, huh? Hey, guys, it happens, huh? And then he's telling you, oh, the very first image I have was when Bergomi scored that winning goal against Juve. I was so happy with the family. Imagine. Oh, yeah, guys. It can happen, huh? Can happen, huh? You know, he's not thinking, he's telling you like boom, boom, boom. Oh, my first memory was Zanetti with the 2010 Champions League. That was a great moment. Imagine, mamma mia. Or Materazzi with the fake Scudetto was beautiful. No, mamma mia. No, 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 no. I don't like that question. I will ask it if I know that they are Juventini. Locatelli, I can ask that. Probably Chiesa I can ask because probably his first is, like with his father. Fagioli, Miretti. These players, yes. But if you have a player that you don't know, it's dangerous, huh? Yeah. Favorite Juve of all time? I always ask that one. That's a good question. Kashi Singh, I don't think a current Juve player would say that on a Juve channel. I don't know. No, of course, he will not tell you. He will not tell you. My first memory was, the Champions League of Inter or whatever. Of course not. First of all, because of age, they are more or less, like from let's say 18 to 36. So we are safe a bit. But you never know, huh? In a normal open discussion, guy, you never know, and then you have that slip. I know I'm off topic, but do we know yet if Uncle Sharma heard about his reputation? Yeah, he was there. He was there. Not the first time we said it, but then he came later, and yeah, he knows. That was a funny one. Then he sent me a message privately. He said, WTF. That was a really funny one. The first time they touched the ball, and if they knew they would become a professional player. Good question. Good question. Good question. The favorite player on his position from Jamie is a good one as well. Dream Juve 11 out of their head. Yeah? Are there any players you used to play with that you would want to play with again? Oh, I like. Nick, I like that question. Yeah? Yeah. Like, for example, is there a player that you ever played with that you would bring to Juve? It's not bad. Match day rituals. Yeah, most of the time we are asking, are you superstitious? The last time that that's one day I asked to the coach Joe Montemuro on Friday. I said, are you superstitious? Because you know what we managed to do. I managed to make Joe Montemuro promising that if the women win the Scudetto, which will be really difficult this year. Now we are in the pool of a Scudetto, but Roma has a big advantage. They have plus 5 points, but they have like one game less. If a miracle happens and Juventus win the Scudetto, is going from Vinovo to the La Mole Antonelliana, by foot, walking. He said it on the channel. He said, I promise I do it. So... Who lifts the most at the gym? Do you like any other sport except of football? Good one. Beppe, do you earn more money if I don't skip the ads? We don't care about that. Luca, no, seriously, I don't care about that. I don't even know. I don't know. But we don't care. Guys, I'm already happy that the channel is monetized again, but we don't care. Franco-chan, grande Franco, is back. To the kisses to your daughter. Now I'm tired. Now it's like 2:30. But it was fantastic. What a discussion, guys. What a discussion today. Fantastic. Tomorrow, 10:30, meeting with Juve. 5 p.m., Italian Live. Alessia! Guys, did you see the new drawing of Alessia? Fantastic. Guys, can someone tell me if they saw the player that Alessia drew today? I want to know if you know Alessia really well. The one that is drawing. Alessio is fantastic. Alessio, he knows Alessia. Alessia is this one. Look at that. Guys, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. You know why? First of all, because she's really talented. First of all, she's super talented. Then, you know what I loved the most? If you're looking now, maybe you will not see it, but I believe I did it on my profile. Wait, maybe you can see it here. You see the underwear? She even went to the details of the underwear of Fagioli that are, black and white. Yeah, it's Fagioli. Franco is following Alessia now. You see? Fantastic. Does she sell her work, Mark? I'm really a disaster, huh? I am really a disaster. I know I am a disaster because I never have time to go and buy some frames, but I have to pay attention, huh? Look at Dusan. Look at Dusan. Guys, the level of detail is fantastic. Seriously, guys, the level of detail. You can't see it. I need to frame this one as well, but look at that. I hope that I'm able to frame it before he leaves to another club, huh? But, guys, fantastic. 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 Yeah, there are some talented Juventini out there. So I need to be quick, because there is a wall here next to me. It's totally white. I need to put something. So it's good, huh? It's not bad at all, huh? I like. Maybe I should ask to Alessia if one day we do a live. Ooh, Alessia, if you're still there, Would that not be fantastic if one day we do a live and we do a speedy drawing, like like what can you do? One drawing in like 1 hour, but we go with not with the home shirt, with all the triangles, but live Alessia drawing, and we show and we speak. Mamma mia! Hey guys, now it's too late. Now it's 2 hours 35. We stop. Buonanotte a tutti. I will go to bed because tomorrow then I will be late for the Juve meeting. Buonanotte Luca, buonanotte MMA, Radovan, Filippo Rosada, Thomas Maklouf. Make a Juve Got Talent when the season ends. But that's something I really like. In 1 hour it's a bit difficult, but you make a small, You make Giovinco. You make Giovinco and then you make Giovinco and we go faster. Just Giovinco. We do Giovinco. Mini Giovinco. And then you do Giovinco. Who else is small at Juve? I don't know. Giovinco is fast. No. And Nicky loves Giovinco, but Giovinco is a star. By the way, great interview of Giovinco on the Juventus site. If you are able to read it, I really liked it. He's a smaller... I believe Gnonto is even smaller. You want to check? And then we leave? No. Okay, Giovinco. Beppe headshot portrait. We should do that. Headshot of Beppe. Giovinco was, or is still, 164. Okay. 164. Insigne is 163. Giovinco is smaller than... No. Insigne is smaller than Giovinco. Verratti. 165. It's a giant. Verratti is taller than Insigne. Now I'm... Gnonto. Okay, Gnonto bigger or smaller? Before I click. Then how much was 164, Giovinco? 163. Insigne. Taller or smaller? Marwan is saying bigger. Radovan smaller. Verratti could play in the NBA, Frederick. Much taller. Gnonto is 72. Oof. No, I don't believe that. Same-ish. Bigger. Oh. It's 170. You're right. Hey, you were... Transfer market is saving 170. I didn't know that. He looks like he's really small. I was thinking it was smaller. No, because today he was injured. Do you remember? He was injured. He went out and there was the doctor next to him. I don't know if you watch it or not. And the doctor was like a giant. I was thinking, it's like 160, 150, 140. I will never say he's small anymore. You see? Who do you want? Garouche. Who is Garouche? Marcin Garush from Poland, 154. Wow. And he's playing, yeah? 15 apps, 3 goals. How does he score them? With a header? Can be, yeah? He's playing at Miedz Lennica. Miedz Lennica. Marcin Garush. 154, guys. He's 34, huh? He's 34 years old. Mamma mia. Imagine Gnonto, it's all perspective in life, huh? Imagine Gnonto and Marcin Garush and Jovinko, they go to a bar to drink something together. And Gnonto will think he's huge. If you go with Donnarumma, Scamacca, and Gnonto, you see? Haza, Luis Haza, by the way, injured, huh? Luis Haza. He injured himself. Where is he? Why is he so far? Huh? Yeah, I don't know how to write. Wait. Next gen Haza. Juventus. And he's playing with the under 19. Yeah. What am I doing? I saw him, huh? Luis Haza. But I wrote that. But anyway. There is no... They didn't write, but he's not huge, huh? He's normal. I mean normal. For a football player, he's small. For a football player, he's small. Because I saw him in real life. It's not really tall. It's quite skinny and small. I try to find, but no. There is no information. Yeah, it's over. Well, ragazzi, now it's serious, huh? Taha, no disrespect, but my girlfriend is taller than all of them. But of course, Taha, if she's like 180, then they will all be smaller. My wife is short, huh? I have a short wife. Now seriously, buonanotte. Ciao Hanin, ciao Styler, ciao a tutti, grazie. Don't forget, maximum of like, subscribe to the channel, grazie, forza Juve. Ciao ragazzi.